Hello and welcome to another Franchise Hockey Manager stream. My name is Adam. I'm the community manager of Franchise Hockey. With me, as always, and not pictured on your screen, is FHM producer Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
And we are back with It Lives, Cincinnati Stingers 1981-1982 season. Jeff, it's expansion, free agency, draft, season start.
Yep.
You've already started expanding, so what's going on?
Yeah, we're at the beginning of 81-82. This is, for anybody who hasn't seen this before, this is sort of our alternate history of the late 70s, early 80s. We are, instead of the WHA going under and the NHL absorbing 4 of its teams, Edmonton, Winnipeg, Quebec, and New England / Hartford, the WHA has stuck around, has actually expanded a little bit. This is their, I guess, going into the 3rd season that didn't exist historically. The NHL has added a few teams as well. So we haven't changed anything up for the NHL this season. This is just exactly the way it was last year. The Islanders got the Stanley Cup back after being upset in the I think it was the semifinals by the Bruins the year before. The Bruins, still being coached by John Cherry, went on to win the Cup that year. And over on our side in the WHA, the Indianapolis Racers are the defending champions, but they've had a big loss in the offseason because Wayne Gretzky, who is still with them, has gone to free agency, as has, I think, Mark Messier as well. Let me check the transfer summary screen. Miami, Indianapolis, one we want. So basically, the 3 best guys, Wayne Gretzky, Blaine Stout, and Mark Messier, are all free agents and probably all headed to the NHL. I mean, we can try and take a run at Gretzky.
We're going to make him a Lottie offer, right?
Yeah, you can see he's got the rare 5.5 star valuation, or you can only see 5 stars in the game, but on some of the screens you'll see that somebody is even beyond the regular upper limit 5-star level, and that's Gretzky. And there's a whole bunch of free agents actually this year, because keep in mind that the WHA doesn't have restricted free agency. If somebody's WHA contract is up, like Gretzky, any team in the league can sign them. And additionally, the WHA isn't respecting NHL rights, so if an NHL guy's contract is up, even though he can't sign as a free agent with it was a little iffy. You could sort of sign as a free agent with other NHL teams, but the compensation was really bad. But WHA teams can just sign NHL players, then they don't wind up losing anything. So that's what we'll try to do. I think we're in decent shape right now. The forwards are looking really good. We signed a lot of young guys. The other thing we're doing with this game is that the NHL is stuck with the 20-year-old draft. The WHA is drafting as young as 17-year-olds. So what's happening is that it's sort of moving in the direction that the WHA is almost a developmental league, where these young guys are playing 17, 18, 19 in the WHA, and then a lot of them are bailing out at the end of that for the NHL, although there have been a few guys that have stuck around. So if I look through the rosters, you'll tend to see very young groups of players, instead of the way it went in the real WHA near the end. There were a lot of older players in there, and that's gradually going away in this league. We've still got Dave Dryden in goal, because we lost... we started the season last year with Michael Hute in goal. It was clear he wasn't going to re-sign with us. He was a free agent at the end of the year, so we traded him more or less even up for Richard Brodeur, who also refused to sign with us. So both of those guys are probably headed to the NHL. And our backup, who we acquired partway through the previous season, Dave Dryden, is going to be 40 before the season starts. So that's probably not something we want to stick with. We'll probably be looking for a goalie in free agency. I think we're okay at forwards. Might pick up one more depth guy. Also depends on what we draft too, although we're probably not going to get a guy who could start right away. And but we really need a goalie. I'd probably want at least a 3-star, ideally 4. And we could probably use, we've got the first defensive pairing is okay. We probably could use a number 3 or 4 guy to shore that up a little bit, maybe even a couple of them. But first things first, we'll check the free agents first, but we also have to keep in mind. What was that?
I was just going to say hello to Alex the Tall in the chat.
Oh, yeah, so, you're watching the...
I'm watching all the chats.
We've got 3 different chats going, folks, so Well, Adam's keeping an eye on a couple of them. I'm watching one of them. So if you see somebody, you hear us answering chat questions and don't see anything, it's in one of the other two places. Anyhow, the WHA has expanded by 2 more teams this year, and I've split them into conferences and 3-team divisions. Ottawa is joining us in the Central Division, and the New York Raiders. Because the WHA at this point, the way we've had the league set up, they didn't really have much in the way of major media markets, so you figured it would have made sense to go into New York, and they probably want to, as the Canadian cities are filling up with teams, because the NHL has expanded to Calgary. It made sense to add another WHA team, and I was thinking about Toronto at first, but wouldn't have made a lot of sense because they probably would have had to go into Maple Leaf Gardens and pay Harold Ballard rent, which was, not going to work out financially for him. That's why the Toronto Toros went under and wound up becoming the Birmingham Bulls. So instead, I brought back the Ottawa Nationals, who are playing in the Ottawa Civic Center, which is basically underneath one of the stands at the football stadium, Lansdowne Park in Ottawa.
Which is where the 67s played?
Yep.
Up until a couple of years ago?
Yep. Seats about 9,500 people, maybe a little bit more standing, but good enough for the WHA. And I needed an arena for the Raiders. They played. Whoops! I screwed up. The city is on. Good thing I didn't go ahead yet. I've still got them set in Phoenix, which was just the default city that came up when I set the team up, or originally created the expansion team. And Ottawa is, I'm guessing, the same way. Yeah, they're not in Charlotte, they're in Ottawa. What I was going to say, though, the Raiders rather than being in the same situation where they're paying rent to an NHL team and by playing in Madison Square Garden, they're playing in the old New York Coliseum, which up until this point was basically being used by the New York Transit Authority as a bus depot, or not a depot, like a storage facility for buses. It had been a working arena up until I think the 40s. Sat about 15,000 people. So we're going to go with it's in the Bronx. They say they refurbished it for the new hockey team, and it's not a great arena, but it's got decent seating capacity, so they're playing out of that rather than playing out of MSG or going down to New Jersey like they did in real life eventually.
That's about the perfect arena for the WHA, though.
Yeah, decrepit old, semi-broken.
Can we play hockey here? Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Sure, why not? Anything else I was going to mention? But we got the expansion draft coming up for them, so we're going to have to set up a protected list. But we do have before that, I believe. Yeah, we've got our the underage signings, which is effectively the WHA draft on the 3rd, and then a couple of days later we've got to submit our protection lists. I was a little because San Diego, the expansion teams last time, which was San Diego and was it Miami, I think?
Yes, I believe so.
They turned out really terrible, so I was a little bit more generous with the expansion draft terms. But I think we can go ahead now. Nothing. Oh, no. Bad idea.
You want to get some free agency?
Exactly. Now you can see what's available as free agents. We're not going to get Mike Bossy or Marcel Dion. I think I actually tried this at the end of the last stream. And Dion was actually willing to take a reasonable offer, although what he's going to ask for us, and we may be able to match that, but we're probably going to get outbid by an NHL team. So even though his asking price is low, it's only saying 90,000. We would probably need to go, several 100,000 at least. So I don't think we're going to try for him. Do you want to take a shot at Gretzky?
He's showing he doesn't want to play in the WHA on my screen, so.
Yeah, so do we try for Gretzky or do we try for something a little more reasonable?
Well, I'll tell you what, I offered a bunch of guys about $200,000 and advanced a day just to see if they would sign or not. And the answer was overwhelmingly no.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have to go in the high hundreds of thousands if we want to get somebody like Gretzky.
Yeah, like I offered contracts to Bobby Orr I offered a
Who's
contract
yeah, who hasn't
to Alf
retired in this game. His
Nielsen,
knees are still holding up.
Pete Peters. Just continuing to look through the names of guys who signed.
I mean, this is the craziest free
Anton,
agency class you're going to see in a
yeah,
game.
Anton Stasny.
Yeah, these actually the Stasnys have just come over as just defected in this game, like
Yeah.
they did in real life in the summer of '81. So they're eligible. They nobody owns their rights, and we may be able to grab one of them. But do we
Well,
try for Gretzky or not?
again, he's going to say he doesn't want to play in the WHA, so I don't think it's going to work.
I'm going to try
You
it.
can try.
Take a swing. I thought, okay, he doesn't even
Yeah,
won't even negotiate. I thought I was going to be able to make him an offer like I did with Dion.
I offered Richard Brodeur $200,000 to come be our goalie, and he signed for in New Jersey for 90,000.
Yeah, see, a lot of these guys are just going to want to play in the better league, even if no matter how much we give them. I'm going to try for about a 4-star goalie, and keep in mind these stars are in WHA terms, not NHL. Did you have any luck getting Bobby Orr?
No, again, everyone I offered 200,000, they all still signed.
I
If
thought
would
I'm
you be
going to
better
look at goalies
to click
first.
on realistic signing targets and see what you can get from
That's
there?
I can, and what Adam's talking about here is if I click on that, I get players who will realistically sign with you, but it's a very conservative setting. And the top one, well, Jules Gilbert wouldn't be that bad. He's only 3 stars, so I'd like somebody a little slightly better than that. I think we can take a shot at one of the 4-star guys. I'm thinking Glenn Hanlon, maybe. Take him out of Vancouver, which is really going to screw the Canucks over because they don't have Ritter and they're going to be left with nothing in goal. But so he's saying 70,000 for 3 years. We're going to have to go, I'm going to say at least 3 times that. I'm going to offer him 210 and a no trade clause. And he's happy with it. We'll see if he gets any better offers. And we were also looking at defensemen. Thinking maybe an older guy here might make more sense. I'm really tempted to try Ferraro.
Again, I offered him 200,000. He said no, so you're probably going to need to be at least 250, if not 300, to try and get him.
Let's go with 3. And an NMC. Now I'm going to turn the realistic filter on just so we've got a couple of safe offers in on those guys. See, Bob Daly was, real life, he was running into injury trouble at this point. Mario Faubert had been a good defenseman for Pittsburgh up until 81-82, the upcoming season. Then he just sort of fell off the face of the earth. I don't remember what happened there. Ah, there we go. Greg Fox. I'm making him an offer because he's a former Kelowna Buckaroo. And go a little bit higher, but not too much. Good, solid defenseman, defensive defenseman. He's got enough offense that I think he makes sense for our 3rd pair. And probably at least one forward, I think like 2.5 stars. Maybe with a little extra potential. You can see some of these 17-year-olds that were in the WHA. They must have been in for a season, and or either they may have gone through the draft and didn't get picked up. So we could theoretically pick up a young Dave Andrechuk, although he's not going to contribute much this year. Yeah, I think I want somebody. I think I want to take a shot at the winning division this year. It's only 3 teams. Oh, that's Roland Cloutier, not Real Cloutier. Oh, see, yeah, the Canucks section down here. Ron DeLorme, the future head scout of the Canucks, and Mike Gillis just after him. I'm going to try to sign Mike Gillis.
Just keeping up with continuing to sign old coaches, huh? And GMs.
Okay, that's 3. I'm going to take the offers out that I had. So Gillis, Fox, Hanlon, and Orr. I think that's reasonable. Well, let's see if they're gonna. And Gillis says try harder. And now he's not interested anymore. So much for that. Oh wow, did we lose all of those? Did the NHL? I gotta check the let's switch to an NHL team to see that. Okay, the NHL signed a pile of guys yesterday.
Yeah.
So Montreal re-signed pretty much all of their key guys. So Buffalo, Pittsburgh. So Tim Kerr leaving Birmingham to go to New Jersey.
Okay, I do have some stuff here, Jeff, that might be helpful.
Jamie Hislop looks like he's leaving WHA to go to Vancouver. The big one, where's Gretzky? Oh, Morris Lukowich out of, I think he was with Winnipeg to Washington. Hanlon re-signed with Vancouver. Yeah, he went for 180 for Vancouver for 180. Liut only took 90,000 from the Kings. Brodeur, same thing with Cleveland. Is Gretzky still out there?
I have him on Colorado in my game.
Ah ha ha! Look at this. Guess who signed him here?
Vancouver?
180,000. Wayne Gretzky in Vancouver. Oh, this game's going to be fun to watch now in this. They'll re-sign Jerry Gillis and Thomas Gradine. So Vancouver might actually be a contender in the 80s.
True. Well, I mean, they did make one Stanley Cup final by pure luck.
Hey, that wasn't pure luck. It was hard work. Hard work and Richard Brodeur.
Pure luck. You're under 500 and you make
And,
the playoffs.
the Oilers getting upset in the first round by the Kings. That kind of helped too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I saw Greg Fox was signed. Orr signed with Chicago. Hanlon signed with Vancouver. What was our other one?
Okay, well,
Gillis, we don't. I think he signed. I think he re-signed with Colorado because I didn't see him on our list. Jerry Gillis, but no Mike Gillis. Go ahead.
I advanced one day ahead of you after I put some offers on some guys because they were still there. So it looks like I'm actually going to be able to sign Denny Savard, Paul Mclean, and then I had offers out to Doug Kearns and Jim Rutherford, who are both seem to be okay signing.
Okay, yeah. So Rutherford is still there. So is Ron Lowe from Detroit. Jim Craig, but he's only 1.5 stars. He's been stuck in the minors since the Olympic
Jeff,
years.
you need to switch to Cincinnati, not the Flames.
Good point. I could have done that. I think it would have let me sign from there as well. But young Bob Froese, who's in St. Louis. Did he start with the Blues?
Yes, he did in this game, I believe.
Yeah, I think they owned his rights at one point before the Flyers picked him up. So Sevigny, Montreal, I got to assume is going to re-sign him. A few young goalies. Reggie Lemelin. 3 stars, 4 potential, or do I just go for the safe one and take lower Rutherford?
No, go for Kearns. Start off.
Keynes?
Sorry?
Doug Keynes.
Keynes, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Kearns is Dennis Kearns, the Canuck.
Yes.
This is Keynes.
Yeah,
the
see,
guy
all
who
these
wound up
Canucks...
playing for Boston. Had a couple of good years.
Keynes, I offered him $135,000 a year.
Did you get him?
He's most likely to sign with me, yes. And Rutherford, I offered him 161 to say yes. And it's pointing towards them signing. But honestly, Denny Savard isn't still available in your game. That's too bad.
I'm going to check in a sec. I'm going to try signing Reggie Lemelin. No, he's not interested, so forget that.
And Paul Mclean's 3-star talent, so he might be a little ways down too.
Doug Keynes is saying he's not interested too. Try Al Jensen. Likewise not interested. Okay, we're going to have to go down a little bit. Gary Bromley, who's apparently been playing with New Jersey. Oh boy, nobody wants to talk to us. Okay,
They're
down
mad
below
at
are
all
Jim
your
Rutherford.
low offers.
Jim Rutherford is the first guy that'll talk, and he's saying 125 and 3. Let's just bump that up a little so we're a little extra competitive to 145. And we might as well go through everything that we were trying to do before. We need another middle pair defenseman. Mario Marawa, good solid two-way guy and pretty tough too. That wouldn't be bad. It's only 23. Who doesn't want to talk to us? See, we're not, yeah, even the 3-star guys are turning us down. Oh, here we go. Harold Snepps is available. But doesn't want to talk to us again. See, nobody wants to play in a WHA at this point. Honest, guys, we're not going to go out of business this time. The checks won't bounce. Doug Hallward is coming back from an injury and is probably not going to talk. I think. What were you going to say?
I said broken pelvis, fun.
Yeah. Okay, Lee Fogelin, who looks like he's gone to the expansion team in Cleveland. And again, doesn't want to talk. Very younger guy. Okay, Trevor Johansson from Toronto. He's only 2.5 stars. Nope, him neither. Okay, gonna have to turn the realistic signing targets on, although I don't think that's going to exclude all of these guys. Yeah. Brad Marsh, out of, well, still in Atlanta because Atlanta hasn't moved. Nope. Gonna have to bump it down to the 2.5-star guys.
Well, some of these guys might, after another day sitting on the free agent market, might be willing to talk more too.
Oh, here we go. Joel Quinnville. Another former coach who does not want to talk to us. Okay, stepping it down to the, oh, that already wasn't it. Well, 2.5-star potential. Jim Korn. A tough defenseman who doesn't want to talk either. Could bring Marty Howe back.
Man, I didn't have this many no's on mine. But
Yeah,
maybe
I'm
it's
not
because
sure.
you lowballed too much. Now the players' union is all upset with you.
Jim McKenney was retired in real life at this point. That's probably not going to be a good idea. Jean Potvin, who is, I think, retired as well. Is that Brian Maxwell or Brad's Brian Maxwell? The lesser of the Maxwell brothers. Dave Hutchison, who had played a little bit in the WHA previously and was kind of getting into trouble with management in Toronto, if I remember right at this point. He didn't get along with Punch Imwak. Let's see if he'll go for 36,000. Not the best option, but it'll do. And now let's see if your Denny Savard is. Oops, turn realistic signings off. Signing targets off. Yeah, he's still out there. What did you offer him?
I offered him, I think it was 205,000.
Let's go up to about 220 just to be on the.
205,000 for 3 years.
Actually, going to make it 240 for 3 years, and a no trade clause just to make it a little bit sweeter. Does he do it? No, he accepted it at least, and also try for a mid-range forward. Probably 2.5-star guy, just some extra depth. Kurt Fraser from Vancouver is available, although they've. No. Oh no, Gillis is still out there. Why did he not? Oh, he's saying not interested now, or did he do that the first time? And I forgot. I think I want a left wing. Probably too optimistic to go for the 3-star guys.
I said I got Paul Mclean, although he's right wing. If he didn't sign,
I'm not seeing him. Although maybe he's. Oh no, there he is. 3 stars and 4-star potential.
I offered him 206,000.
See, I think he hadn't really established himself in the real NHL at this point. I think 81-82 was his first good season with Winnipeg. But here he's done it already with St. Louis. Why not? Let's try it. No, he's saying not interested.
No, too
I'm
bad.
going to have to go lower than that, I think. Let's try for Fraser. Oh, and yeah, I forgot. Fraser was born in Cincinnati, so that makes sense. Oh, he's also not interested. Stan Jonathan, I'm sure, isn't going to talk to us.
What about Sil Apps there? I saw you go by him. Even though he's a center.
33. Wow, he's putting up more points. I think he was pretty much done by this point in real life. Let's look at his real stats. Yeah, 79-80. He was finished. I mean, the extra expansion and the WHA staying around is keeping a lot of guys in the league who wouldn't normally have been there.
Give him a contract.
No, I think I'm gonna. We've got so
Give
many
him a
centers right now.
contract.
I think I want to try for a left wing.
And we might lose a center in the expansion draft. And he can learn how to play left wing. Come on.
Oh, actually, no. What I'm going to do is go for John Marks out of Chicago, because he can play left wing or left defense. So if we wind up getting somebody in the regular draft and bringing in a forward, we can move Marks back to D, or we can play him in either place. I like the flexibility there. And Covers, he's not interested. What one were you saying then?
Still Apps.
The elderly Syllabs who doesn't want to talk to us either.
He's 33, Jeff. Would you call someone who's 33 elderly?
He was washed up in real life by that point. Could go for Danny Grant, who is also more or less retired. He's 35 and plays either wing.
Is Lucien Dubois on the list still?
Deblois. I don't
Sad.
think he's...
Oh, he won't sign with me anyways.
Let's try Danny Grant. Nope. I have to go a little farther down the list, maybe. Oh, well,
maybe
Kachuk
we
is
just-
still around.
Wait for another day and see if people change their minds.
Yeah, I don't want to miss out, though. I mean, if we're going to... Okay, Paul Woods, good defensive forward from the wings.
I was gonna say,
And again, doesn't want to talk. You saw what?
nothing. Oh wait, hold on. Nope, still getting turned. I was looking for ex-coaches or GMs for you. And
Gary Howitt.
I got back to
Mostly a
back.
goon, but he had one good scoring season with Hartford and does not want to talk either. I'm going to put an offer just Dave Andrechuk. He's 17. He's, well, probably going on. Yeah, he'll be 18 by the start of the season. And wants a lot of money, but he's willing to sign for 4 years, and he does have 5-star potential. So maybe we get it, maybe we don't. Okay, we're drafting 6th overall. And bear in mind, the guys in this are all going to be half-star potential because they're so young. And I guess the expansion teams will go first. Scott Stevens, 1st overall to New York. Brett Hull, 16 years old, rolling right now, to Ottawa. Dave Ellett to San Diego. Brian Bellows to Miami. And then we're up next. Dave Gagne, Gary Suter, Ulf Samuelson, Ron
Oh,
Hextall.
come on. You got to take the jet, Jeff.
What jet am I missing here?
Should be right at the top of your list.
Gagne. Gagne wasn't a jet.
No. No. Okay,
You're
sort
talking
by potential. Sort by potential.
You mean Phil Housley or Ellett?
Phil Housley.
Houston just took him with the pick before me.
Oh, I missed that.
So
Gary Suter. Gary Suter went in my game with pick 5.
Yeah, it would be another option.
Okay, time to take 16-year-old Ray Ferraro.
Or we could try to develop Ron Hextall. I think I'm going to go with one of the defensemen. It's either Suter or Samuelson. Suter if you want more offense. Samuelson if you want somebody who's eventually going to ruin Cam Neely's career.
I do have a soft spot for Ulf Samuelson, not for the Cam Neely thing, but
I'm going to try it. And Gagne goes next to Quebec, Suter to New England, Ray Ferraro to Edmonton, Thomas Sandstrom to the Jets, and there's a good matchup. Ron Hextall going to Birmingham, Rick Tock to Indianapolis. Let's just pick until human. And our second round pick, there's 3 rounds.
oh yes, if you're curious, the reason why I have a bit of a soft spot for Ulf Samuelson is because he was a Red Wing at one point for a very, very short time.
Very briefly. I think it's clear cut here. Tony Granato, only 16, but he's the best guy there on that list. So it's him, McIver, Bob Airy, or Rich Crom.
Oh wow, your draft list went different than mine. Ron Hextall still available in round 2 in mine.
No, he went to the 11th overall in mine. And the third rounder, we got any goalies? Oh, Alan Bester and Darren Pang are out there.
Panger.
Yeah, I think we might take him. The only other the forwards.
He can cover half the net.
3-star potential.
We're having Panger to cover half the net.
Yeah.
Well, seriously, what? He's 5. What?
Officially 5'5". Officially, in skates, I'm guessing. Let's take him.
If you sort by the height, he is literally the smallest person available to draft.
Yep.
Oh, we could have had Bob Rouse, or is he still available in yours?
Went back, picked Panger anyhow, so he's gone. Now, the next day we got the. Not going to sign anybody till the expansion draft is done. Did we get mentioned either way, best or worst drafts? Apparently not. So we were somewhere in the middle, I guess. Raiders, Arrows, and Ottawa having the best drafts.
All right, then.
Dennis Savard says the offer won't do.
Oh.
Gonna try resubmitting.
Oh, he wants 300,000 now in my game,
Yeah,
or
that's
286.
Asking in mine as well. The other offers are all still open, so they haven't said no yet, at least.
I'm cranking it up to 355.
And Denny Savard signed.
Oh, nice.
Oh, no, wait, no, he didn't. No, sorry, my mistake. He says it's a good offer, but Jim Rutherford was the one that signed.
Jeff, you're killing me with that news.
Just as well, though, because we do have, since we signed him early, we're going to have to. We can only protect one goalie. So we may wind up losing either Dryden or Mikolev is in the draft, in which case we probably have to sign Pang as the number 4 guy. Can only protect 3 defensemen, so the 2 big guys are Radicellio and Ruotsalainen, 2 Finns. Oh, by the way, this is a Canada Cup year, so we got that coming up next month. We're like half the Finnish national team on ours. And we need to protect one more defenseman. Bill Nyrup is better defensively. Dan Poulin's been really surprising, though. He's got a little bit more potential. I think I'm going to go with Naira because he's also one of our assistant captains. I'm pretty sure we're going to lose Poulin. And we can only protect 6 forwards. Gartner, absolutely. Curry, definitely. Robbie Fatorek, so that's our first line. Gustafsson, who's been slightly disappointing, but still pretty good. And Matty Hagman, yet another Finnish player. Now, what's left is we can only take one of Brent Ashton, Steve Kristoff, or Dave DeBall. Won't be DeBall. It's either Ashton or Kristoff, and Ashton is, Ashton's 3 stars, 4-star potential, so that's clearly a better pick. So we're probably going to lose Kristoff, who hasn't really developed as well as I thought he might. Dave Andrechuk. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go to Edmonton, so we'll have to find somebody else there. Dave Hutchison did sign with us, so there's our defensive depth. What went down in the expansion draft? Oh no, that hasn't happened yet. Expansion draft is today. So let's see, who did we lose? Dave, oh geez, that sucks. Hutchison signed at exactly the wrong time, so he wound up unprotected in the expansion draft, and we lost him to Ottawa. So we're still going to have to sign somebody for that defensive spot. Roland Stotz, who we didn't really need, is gone. Dan Poulin, as expected. Dave DeBall, as expected. Anyone else? Did they take none of our goalies? No, they didn't. No, Terry Roskowski, surprisingly, and Rich Preston, too, surprisingly, from Winnipeg. They've exposed both of those guys, and they're both gone. They were the 1-2 picks in Bow. Rob Bramage out of Birmingham to go into Ottawa.
Oh,
although Birmingham had that crazy loaded defense with Coffey and what was it? They had Coffey, Hartsburg, and Ray Bork. So that's obviously who they protected, and Ramage was out.
Yeah, so I signed Paul Mclean, who signed the day of expansion draft, so he immediately got picked up.
I should have waited to put that list in. That was dumb.
And then Dave Kearns signed, and he's gone too.
Okay, so
Dave Keens. Why did I keep saying Kearns? Jeff, you burned it into my
Dennis
mind.
Kearns, Canucks defense.
I know it's broken into my mind, and it will not leave.
Okay, let's try again. We're gonna have to go for like a 2-star.
You know, I got who was it? Rick Meagner in my game.
Mahar.
Okay, didn't know that.
Okay, yeah,
He'll
he's still
sign.
there. I can try it.
He'll sign.
Reasonably cheaply too. Let's bump
I don't
up
think
his
he'll
line.
sign. You probably want to give him a little more money.
Yeah, I'm going to give him 48. He's only asking for 18. And was that? Yeah, we got the. No, we lost the defenseman because Hutchison went in the expansion draft because we screwed up. Okay, Dave Farish, similar guy. Nope, he's not going to sign. Jim McKenney, who was retired by this point, not crazy about that
Nick
idea.
Beverly.
Doesn't look like he's still here.
Okay, in my free agency list, John Van Wiesbroek is there if you search by potential.
Hang on, I got it filtered for defenseman right now.
And Mike Vernon. And John Casey.
So yeah, I want to get a 2-star guy. I'll try Terry Murray. Yeah, Terry Murray will sign. So absolutely no offense at all out of him, but capable defensive defenseman. And yeah, I'm sure there's probably a bunch of... Yeah, Van Wiesbroek, 1-star. You see, there's going to be a lot of free agent goalies sitting out there just because none of them can play right away. And No, we've already got Pang, and we didn't lose a goalie in a draft. I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to.
Oh, you should put him on like a 6-year contract.
Any other? Oh, we got James Patrick, who's finished up with Winnipeg. I'm going to try him though. He's a young guy, although he's asking for a lot.
Okay,
Mahar
Jeff,
wants
hold
more
on.
money. And
Jeff, hold on.
Got
Hold on. I just offered John Van Vriesbroek a 10-year, $140,000 contract per year, and he's willing to sign that.
Yeah, I bet he is.
He is.
Yeah, no, I believe you, but 10 years.
Yeah, but that would solve our goaltending if he gets there, which he should get close to.
Okay,
Why not?
Mahar looks like he's going to back to Montreal.
If we sign him and Mike Vernon, probably get Vernon for 10 years too.
And guess what? We got Denny Savard.
Nice. Okay, Jeff, I'm going to see if I can sign both these guys to 10-year contracts. Because imagine that. Imagine it. If nothing else, we could use it as trade chips to keep the WHA looking really good.
Okay, I'll try for Vernon.
10-year contract, $100,000.
5-year contract.
No, 10 years. Come on, do it. Do it. 10 years, Jeff.
5-year contract at 33.
10. Come on, man.
He's going to take this.
I just signed Mike Vernon and John Van Vriesbroek for 10 years. We have officially saved the WHA by just handing out massive contracts, locking these guys up for years.
Okay, James Patrick went to Edmonton instead of us. And
so is there any other young guys we could do this to? Oh, there's another name for you, Jeff. You can probably go run and sign him. Peter Laviolette. Hurry up, go sign him. Former coach.
Okay, Vernon's offer's still out there, so not doing anything there yet.
I can't believe you
and
only
Vernon
offered him
signed
5
with us.
years. I can't believe it. You absolutely ruined that. 10-year deal, Jeff. 10-year deal would have been wrapped up.
Oh, here we go. Matty Hagman is releasing an album. The Many Moods of Matty Hagman. Definitely one you want to pick up. Presumably singing in Finnish, because Ranger Road Salainen is praising it. Okay.
That is a storyline I have not seen very often.
It doesn't come up that much, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've got... Oh, we need to sign our rookie draft picks.
So, somebody actually posted on our Discord, too, that they ran into a storyline they hadn't seen in a while, and it was the one of the guy who hurt his back trying to help his friend remove a chimney from the roof.
That's one of the off-season ones. There's a few of those out there. I released.
It is, but it's ones that doesn't show up very often. Actually, I don't know if it was the off-season. I have to go check.
And I'm going to try and re-sign Danny Jeffrey on. Just yeah, I can get him cheaply as depth forward. Okay, so I think we're good here. Good news is we get Savard. So Samuelson, Granado, and all 3 of them did. Signed.
Oh, maybe it was in the Discord. I don't remember where it was now.
I think it was on Reddit.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, if I remember right.
If I keep clicking around and clicking enough buttons, eventually I'll find out.
Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Johnny Busick, Frank Mahovlich, Rod Gilbert, and Harry Lumley. So they go back a little bit for the last one. The other guys. Oh no, they've all retired since we started the game.
The injury happened September 29th, Jeff, so that's not off season. On the Reddit one I found.
Depends on the league. I think that still might qualify as off season for some.
I think it was the NHL.
Hmm.
But I could be wrong.
Okay, so is this what we're going with?
Okay, well, Jeff continues here. I would also like to point out Franchise Hockey Manager 7 now has actually hit its off-season discount price.
Yep.
Which means you can now buy it for $19.99 USD.
Damn,
On
Dave
Steam and
Dryden
Plus.
somehow broke his foot.
Ah, lovely.
Oh, here we go. There's just one of those off-season stories. He was changing a tire. So how do you break your foot when you're changing a tire?
Dropping it on your foot, obviously.
Does not sound like fun. When's the Canada Cup coming up? Starts September 1st. Okay, a couple of days.
Well, Jeff, we talked a little bit about the news of Shea Weber. I don't remember if that was before stream or if we got on stream, but
I think
Shea
I think it
Weber.
was right before we went on stream. Yeah, Shea Weber.
Yeah.
Is he really in jeopardy of the career ending, or are they just saying that because the Habs want to leave him exposed in the Seattle draft and protect somebody else?
It's an interesting thing.
Oh, here we go.
Sure.
Bad news. Matty Hagsman's album was somehow not a success.
Oh no. He's probably going to be all
Tragic.
sad now. But what I was going to say is that's another big defense another big change as Minnesota pulled the plug on their two big signings from 2012.
Yep, Parise and Suter.
Yes. Did you actually read the Athletic article about that?
Didn't see it.
So Michael Russo, who covers the Wild, used to cover them for whatever the Minnesota paper is. He covers the Wild now for the Athletic, and he wrote about it. And man, it's quite the wild read to start off, because it starts off talking about how Bill Guerin called Ryan Suter first to tell him he was cut, but Suter didn't answer and let it go to voicemail. So he shrugged his shoulders and called Parise. So Parise answers and is like, "Oh man," he's like, he felt relieved actually, and but so then Parise immediately calls Guerin to tell him he's been cut and or getting bought out. And Suter goes, "Oh yeah, weird." He's like, "I had a missed call from Guerin," and while he's talking to him, he gets the call from Guerin to tell him he was cut too, which completely caught him off guard. And he said he basically hung the phone up on him, among other things. He's like, we kind of expected Zach to get cut, but not me.
Okay, so Canada Cup is starting up. Did any WHA guys make the team? Oh, Ray Bork of Birmingham does. Bobby Orr, re-signed in Chicago, is there. Gretzky, who was, Texas was a WHA guy last year. Now he's with Vancouver. Gretzky in the Star Wars uniform. Gotta love it. And anyone else? Nope, it's all NHLers. So should be a decent tournament between Canada and the Soviets. Oh, Team Finland. This is probably how many guys from us. Radicellio is there. Ruotsalainen's there. Hagman's there. Curry's there too. So, yeah, we've got pretty much all the best guys on Team Finland, so I don't know how well they're going to do.
It'll be interesting.
U.S. beats them 5-2. Soviets, so Ben Gustafsson's playing for Sweden, and they lose 5-0 to the Soviets. Wow, 14-3 Canada over Finland. Gretzky gets 4 assists.
Oof.
Swedes lose to Czechoslovakia, and then the USA loses 5-2 to the USSR. And Gary Riviere, who had put a contract offer out on signs with us, so that's another
Hey,
bit of defensive
Jeff.
depth.
Do me a favor and check your free agency pool right now.
Okay, actually, we're just done the group stage of the Canada Cup, so let's take a quick look at that. So yeah, Canada, the USSR, Czechoslovakia, and the US. Surprisingly, I think it's Sweden made the real one. Are going to the second round or to the playoff round. So Canada faces the USA and Russia against Soviet Union against Czechoslovakia. Still using our US abbreviation. We should change that. What were you looking for in free agents?
Well, I didn't advance as far as you. I'm only on July 10th, but check your highest potential rated guys here for a second for free agents.
Hextall is out there. Ferraro.
No, I gotta have a 16-year-old Thomas Sandstrom.
Oh yeah, he's there too. But I've already got. Remember, if I sign those 16-year-olds, I've got to play them because we can't send them to the minors. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah.
Ah.
Canada beating the U.S. just very narrowly, 2-1.
But we can send 17-year-olds down.
No, 17-year-olds too. 16 and 17 have to stay with us. Once they're 18, they can go to the minors. So Canada, USSR final. And Canada wins the Canada Cup, although Tretiak got the best goalie in the tournament. Wow, 3-2 win. How did that?
Did Tretiak even play in the 80 Canada Cup?
81? Yeah, he did.
Or 81, yeah, sorry. I couldn't remember if the Miracle on Ice was his last one or not.
Canada Cup final in Ottawa. Soviets open it up 2-0 in late, both goals late in the first period. Then Doug Wilson ties it up in the second. Doug Wilson gets one goal back in the second. Bossy ties it up on the power play about 5 minutes later, and near the end of the period, Lafleur sets up Trottier to make it 3-2, and it looks like we held on through the rest of that. And outshot the Soviets pretty handily too, 40-30. So Tretiak and Pete Peters in net for Canada. So Trottier got the first star of the game, and Canada gets their second Canada Cup.
Speaking of Tretiak, just because I'm looking at stats and it reminded me of something, did you see who the new head coach of CSK Moscow is?
Yeah, Fedorov.
Yeah.
And Gretzky led the tournament in points, 15 points in, 6 or 7 games. Curry, it looks like Curry did okay. He had 4 goals in the few games. I think the 4 games Sweden played, and Ruotsalainen surprisingly led the tournament in blocked shots, although Finland was probably getting a lot of shots in their direction. Sadly, we can't sign any of the Soviets. That won't be able to happen for another 8 or 9 years. So Krudov, Balderas, Makarov, all of those guys will go back to the Soviet Union, and we'll only see them, I guess, next in the '84 Olympics. And fortunately, Dave Dryden's broken foot is going to be recovered by the start of the season. And we've got our first exhibition game today, and I really should set the training up before we finish this. So we're almost at the top of the hour again. What was I going to do there? Oh, wanted me to set the captains. I think that can stay as it was. Oh no, we lost our... Who was the captain last year? Whoever he was, we lost him, so I think that's going to get... Fedoruk will be... Can't remember. Fedoruk will get 1C, and... I'm thinking Gartner, though, he's only 21.
Didn't we trade our captain away?
Oh, might have. Or do I make one of the Finns captain because we've got like 4 of them on the team? Yeah, Rodikelio has High determination. Let's do that. Make him the second. And training. Okay, definitely don't want to waste any time on the veterans. Split time between Mclean and Vernon.
Trying to look at the names we got.
I'm gonna have to cut down on trainings for some of the guys here. Okay, Gartner and Courier probably at their peak. Don't need any extra help. Got so many young guys. Got to focus on that. Stoffson 2, and let's give it to one of the younger forwards.
Was Jamie Hislop our captain last year?
Maybe? I can't remember.
He's the only name that really sticks out of people we let go.
I'm doing here is just trying to refocus on the very youngest players because we've got so many of them. Not really a point in putting any more training points into the 20, like the guys in the late 20s, because you're probably not going to squeeze much more of them out yet. Much more out of them yet. And I want to try and keep that number, the training bonus number, above 10. Okay, we'll go with that. And what will the AI give us for lines, just as a default? Oh, it's going to do, yeah, the lines will look a little weird because it's the exhibition season. The AI doesn't use exactly the normal lineup priorities. Use Howard, Chuck, Brent Sutter, and Denny Savard at center. I think we're doing okay there.
Yeah, I think that sounds pretty stacked, all things considered.
We'll go with a good lineup for the first exhibition game just to see what the best possible group we can throw out there is. And then start to shuffle it around after that. See, we've got two really good first line, or, well, you know, two good top lines. It's really well balanced, so I think we should have a lot of secondary scoring this year. And San Diego gotten any better? Apparently not. You know, decide Ned Staniowski's back up. They got a young Doug Gilmore. But, wow, not much else at all. That's basically what they had last season, so I don't think they had too much luck signing free agents. And we shut them out 2-0. And just play the second back-to-back game against Miami with Dryden in goal. And we beat Miami 5-4, so starting the exhibition season with 2 wins, and now we're running a little low on time here. Oh, wow, looks like Indianapolis found their replacement for Gretzky. They've got a young Adam Oates, who had a big year in the AHL last year. He had 4 assists in an exhibition win over the New York Raiders. That's what I want to do, to take a look at the expansion teams and see how they turned out. New
Gary.
York, well, Pally Lindbergh in goal. And some, well, mixture of young and old. They don't really have the top end guys we do, but there's still some decent defensive depth, and a 17-year-old Scott Stevens. And, well, 2.5, 3 stars, even 3.5 stars at forward. So they'll be better than San Diego was last year. Terry Ruskowski, the big name. He'll probably have put up a few points from this year, and Christoph, who we lost. And Ottawa gets, okay, Michel Dion in goal, not bad. Hutchison, who they, oh, actually, I think we made out okay there because Hutchison has dropped to 1.5 stars. He was 2 when we were trying to sign him. So our scouting was off.
Well,
and
we had a lot of guys scouted at E level, so maybe we need to look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, I'll reset the scouting after we start the season because it should be relatively easy to scout when you're in historical. Young Norm Rochefort, Rob Bramage. So, yeah, the D has some potential. Oh, Mark Tardif. Oh, looks like New England. Yeah, he was traded to... oh, that's a weird potential for a 32-year-old. He shouldn't have excess potential over his talent at that age. But, Tardif traded to New England at the end of last year, and New England exposed him in the draft, and so he's in Ottawa. Dave DeBall, who they got from us. Oh, Brett Hull did sign with them. So, teenage Brett Hull, I don't think he was even in the BCHL at this point in real life. Probably would be headed to college eventually. And I'll just play one more game against Winnipeg. And Winnipeg beats us 3-2. And just because I'm curious, what did the Canucks do in addition to signing Gretzky?
Nothing. They don't need to do anything else.
They got, oh no, I was briefly excited. I thought they got Mark out too. It's Marty Howe. Anyone else here? Any other big names? So they did take Jamie Hislop, who, wait, this is, nope, he wasn't a captain with us last year. I'll remember it after we're done. But yeah, no, they don't make any other big moves, but that one is big enough. They already gave him the C. So we can take another run at him in 2 years, because his contract's up then. And they still got Gilles Meloche and Hamlin splitting time in net, so they should be contenders this year. As should we. Because we've got, let's just take a quick look at what Indianapolis did, because they lost Messier, they lost Stoughton, and they lost Gretzky, obviously. So Oates is only 2 stars. He had that one big game. They did keep Mike Bullard, who was putting up a bunch of points. They still got Brian Propp, Larry Murphy. So, yeah, we're still going to have a tough time beating them. Just be a lot easier than it was with Gretzky, and then Ottawa, we already looked at them. So, and I've got the playoff set, so it's the top. These are the two. There's the Eastern Conference on this side, Western Conference on this side, and the top 4 teams in each conference will make the playoffs regardless of the division standings. So you can still finish third in your division if you're and make the playoffs.
Good to know.
And that's, so considering we've got 2 expansion teams on our side, and 4 teams make the playoffs, so we would really have to screw up to not make the playoffs. Let's just check our job security before we go. Yep, in the green, fans are reasonably happy. Oh, it's Ottawa's, that's not ours. Even better, job security is all the way at the top. Fans are excited about the new season and about getting Denny Savard. And the owner is reasonably patient. Team chemistry is okay, so we're looking good. So might have a shot at winning it next year. So do you want to wind up there, Adam?
Yeah, other than our fans being super upset.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, with that, thank you very much for tuning into the Franchise Hockey Manager stream. We typically stream every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/OOTP Developments, as well as twitch.tv/Franchise Hockey Manager. You can also find us on our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/franchise hockey manager. On Twitter, we're at franchise hockey. You can also find a link to the official Out of the Park Developments Discord, where you can come talk about franchise hockey manager on. You can also find us on our website, which is ootpdevelopments.com. Click on the community button in the top right-hand corner, which will bring you to the official forums. You can talk about Franchise Hockey Manager 7, Out of the Park Baseball, Perfect Team, Out of the Park Go, or anything else you wish to discuss. Jeff, did we miss anything?
No, don't think so. Be back next week with your San Jose game. Where were we in that one?
We are in 2022-2023 season start. We've got off to a bit of a rough start, hoping to turn it around.
How was your job security in that? We got to be getting close there. We've been kind of stuck in the middle for a while.
Yeah, we're not sure. I don't know. If we get fired, I guess we'll be starting something new.
Oh, wow, Birmingham lost their two best forwards to start the season. Dale Hunter's gone for 3 weeks, and Rick Vive, torn calf muscle indefinite, so
Ouch.
they'll be easier to deal with. They've still got that crazy defense with Bork, Coffey, and Harsberg. They're just missing Ramage now. But thanks everybody for watching, and as Adam said, the game is now in the off-season price, so if you're looking to pay, haven't picked it up yet and want to, good time to do that. So thanks for coming out, and we will see you in a week from now.